my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun.
Welcome along. It is round 5. We are in the Nürburgring Ring. I was only going to say Nordschleife there like Tedder earlier on. This here is going to be a great evening race, and it's 2 sprint races. They were out of season 6, returned in season 7. It's only 1 race this season with those sprints, and why not mid-season to get out of the way there, as we're on currently with Tom Solis, who is actually now down in P3 with Matty Gamble provisionally gone into P1. An interesting field tonight. There's a few quali bands being served in race 1 over 2 races tonight, so it's a 10-minute qualifying session, then it's a race, then there's a small gap, and then there's a 10-minute qualifying session again, and another race. So gonna be busy, but gonna be great. And we're 3 minutes left in this session, and it is open qualifying as well, so it is up to drivers to make sure that they get out of the way of anyone that they shouldn't be in the way of. Looking there now, there's 32 cars tonight, so a few drivers have signed out of tonight's race. I'm not sure why, but for me this is probably one of the more exciting races to see. But yeah, it's going to be good. Unfortunately, I was not around last week, but I am back in the comms box this week. How are you doing, Sparkles? Come on, the team LFI. So you are looking at Tom Solis, who's currently sitting P2, as well as Simon Kowalowski, Trevel, who's actually down in P9. I was looking at Simon Kowalowski there in P5 behind Chris Tedder. So Trevel doing quite a good job there as well. Probably only doing a mega job here for the Pro-Ams. Of course, Ryan O'Sullivan is serving his quali band as well, so he's not going to be shown up in the race this evening. Fastest lap is a 1:53.905 so far, and it should be quite interesting. Looking back now with Mr. Zampereri down in P23 at the minute in that Porsche number 65. This track gives us such great action as well. I'm really looking forward to this, especially going through the Schumacher S's. Some people will try and do it side by side. I would definitely not to be doing that. Oh, to be honest with you, I didn't miss the broadcast last week. I'm not going to lie, I was dead. But no, it's good to get back and get this season finished with. And we have, of course, 3 more races after this one today. And the championship is wide open as well, to be fair about it. Unfortunately, I didn't get time to go through that tonight. We're coming on a little bit later than normal, so what I'll do next week, I'll start a little bit earlier and give a full championship rundown as well for anyone who's not aware. It is of course available on our SimGrid page on the championship itself. Yeah, all looking quite handy out there. There's a few people out there progressing their time at the minute. Mr. Kowalowski being one of them. Could possibly jump tether. Not enough in the bag yet to get by Fantanozzi. Looking there, he's up about 310s now. It's all down to this. He got a little bit squarely there, lost a little bit of time, but seems to have made a bit of it up on the exit there. Should be enough to get by Chris, and about half second off and up in the P5 he goes. Puglioni is slowly improving as well. Will of course get another shot at it. Well, he's too late now, so he's too far off, so this is his last chance, hurrah. And he's now down a bit of time. Trevel is up a bit of time, and unfortunately that's his qualifying over with. But he does jump up into P7 there. That's a great position for him. I'm sure he'll be looking behind. Aaron Holloway looking to try and improve as well. He's up a little bit of time there as well. Terry Dunn's up quite a bit of time there. Just let me check one thing. Bruno's Emperor. Seppi there is going up as well. Looking at everyone. Oh, Konstantin Pavlov has gone on provisional pole and is currently on a faster lap again. Tom Solis is done and dusted for this evening. He done a great job of 153.820, only 0.040 off that provisional pole. Matty Campbell is on a lap there at the minute, as is Bruno Fantanozzi. Bruno Fantanozzi is on provisional pole in terms of time. Kowalowski, not quite there, but is definitely up there to make Tom Solis possibly swept by the end of this one. He'll be keeping an eye on that one. How many is on track tonight? It's only 32 tonight. I know it's not a bad size track at all, but at the same time, we're used to seeing into 40s, so there is a bit less racing here this evening. As Kowalowski comes across, and Kowalowski could nearly go provisional pole. Campbell goes up onto provisional pole. Kowalowski somehow didn't move up ahead of Solis. Oh, he's only 0.005 behind Solis then. Pavlov P2, Fantanozzi P3. And that is that. Wow. That's absolutely crazy. Just waiting for the session to load then into the race session. And there we go. So 5 minutes before we get into the race. This gives the guys enough time to relax and get their heads together. Now just looking through. Oh, it's showing there's a pit stop on, so I may do a server restart. So we'll go back to this grid here for now.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go. waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Okay, we are finally back. Crisis averted, kind of. Back and going. That's what I get for setting up stuff when I'm sick. But away we go. Okay guys, here we are going around now for Matty Gamble for round 5 of the first race of the 2 sprints tonight. And we're away and going there now, and Matty Gamble is absolutely flying off into the lead. Pavlov right there with him. Finley Gamble slowly letting people by. Tether, gets a little bit close with Solace. Finley on the inside of Tether, not really putting up much of a fight there. Matty Gamble's gotten through quite nicely. Tether up to P3. Solace possibly down to P4. Tether's the better line here. Although Solace has the inside line, which is always nicer. He's able to run wide and make Tether go harder on the brakes. Tether does the switch back though. Tether has the outside. A bit of contact there with Tether and with Mr. Solace, but they keep it clean enough and get it on there as Kowalowski goes by Finley Gamble now. Finley dropping down where he should be. So Chris doing a good job there with Tom Solace. And I can see Aaron Holloway is after getting up by Mr. Kerr there as well. I don't know why his livery is not shown on the vehicle. I don't know, maybe he might have updated it just before I did, and we've got Barry done there. Now P9 making a move and making it stick with Kerr there in P10. Trevel's lost a few at the start, unfortunately for him, but he's no damage from what I can see, so at least that way he's avoided any incidents and will be doing a good job then moving forward. And as we say, moving forward there, he's just after running wide. Then Raimundo might just get the better of him, and he does. So Raimundo's after getting by Trevel there now. Peroni and O'Sullivan are fighting quite hard. Peroni stays ahead of O'Sullivan, entitled to do so, both in the same split. O'Sullivan carrying great speed though on the outside. It's not a place you want to go too wide. O'Sullivan's going to have to back out, but O'Sullivan surely carry better speed on exit. And up the inside he's going to go. Peroni more than entitled for that line there, and O'Sullivan has to get out of it for another day. So Raimundo there and Trevel swapping positions. Trevel's trying to put the pressure back on Raimundo. Trevel going for the wider line, hopefully a better line for him, with Puglioni looking up the inside there, but not much happening there from him. And Perioni, O'Sullivan, Zanibioni should I say, all getting involved there. And Perioni may lose a position here to O'Sullivan, but teammates might work together here as well and keep O'Sullivan at bay. You've got then Nathan Moran up a few positions as well, just behind in the McLaren there, looking to get involved with this bit of a battle that's happening. And these are all fighting good and hard, which is what we like to see. Back further there, you've got Wausch, I'm not going to say his name there, that is Wilhold, doing a great job fighting off the likes of Chiara, Dunn, Nieto, Spitzen. Marriott is in the pits, so they will be starting quite late in this one. But back onto the front there, Matty Gamble is 1.3 seconds clear of Konstantin Pavlov in P2. Chris Tedder's 3.5 seconds off them in P3. Kowalowski is about 1.8 seconds off in P4. Finley Gamble's sitting P5 at the minute, but he's got Holloway, Zatsiev, Barry Dunn, or Tom Solis. Tom Solis must have had a bit of a spin there. We may See, can I find that in the race control log? See what happened. Tom Solis, car 92. Contact, it says so. Unfortunately, it is not there. But Tom will keep it going and come back into this one. I'm sure we'll see afterwards if there's any tickets or on the software of what's after happening there. So Puglioni doing a great job there. Looking back further as well there, it looks like, sorry, Nathan Moran's after getting by anonymous rate and right down under pressure from Bruno Fantanozzi. And unfortunately for Bruno, there was some kind of a weird jump there. He is out of position and trying to fight his way back up there. And that was Bruno right and Fantanozzi going from 3 to 0. Let's have a look there. Here. Fantanozzi decided to get it down the inside again. Right, didn't see a tiny bit of contact. Unfortunately, Nathan Moran comes out the worst in that one there. That's quite unfortunate here for him. But hopefully he should be fine. Looking up ahead then, Aaron Holloway's 0.2 off Finley Gamble and is doing his very, very best. But not enough at the minute for him. Zatsiev right there as well, so there is a train behind Puglioni and O'Sullivan. Side by side, O'Sullivan on the outside, Puglioni on the inside, now going to be on the outside for this corner. O'Sullivan's found himself up in another position, so O'Sullivan's having a great start to the race. P27 up into P12. So Texiera is doing a good job there as well in P29, fighting with Zamperari P20 or P28 and P27. Anonymous Rate and Avon are added there as well. Nathan Moran also get involved with that one there, but Avon stays ahead of Rate. But I tell you one thing, Nathan Moran is going to be looking with the bit between his teeth. Giuseppe as well and Texiera all right there looking to make up some ground. Chiara there as well doing a good job. Leonardo for the NERT 2024 team livery car. Right and Avon swapping positions. Brune or Nathan Moran looking to try and get involved with that one as well. Just was a little bit too far off there. So Finley Gamble has finally lost out to Aaron Holloway and is now looking to try and keep Zatsiev behind. And then you've got Dunn down behind him. Puglioni down in P13 at the minute. He is 0.7 ahead of Perioni. Zanibioni there as well in P16. Half a second off Bruno Fantanozzi. I can imagine that is going to spread quite a bit. Will told though, right behind Andy Polycock, and Terry Dunn is right behind them with Richard Vickers then up into P20 as well. So Richard Vickers doing a great job here tonight. Let that be said. So nice to see action the whole way through as we're 22 minutes left in this race. And you've got Warren and Wright side by side. Wright's going to have the better line. And Warren just has to wait and be patient there. Trevel down in P30. What happened to Trevel? What did I miss there with him? He is much further down than I would have anticipated. 330. Wow. And Red Farm up into P31. Texiera and Zampieri swapping positions there as well. Jamie Elliott is out there. He's going to try and get some laps in. He is a few laps down after joining in late. but he'll still get points and get that practice in for race 2 as well. So that's not too bad at all. Ryan O'Sullivan, 0.2 off Philly Gamble, so Ryan will surely get by him quick enough. And the next end for Ryan would be this man, Tom Solis, who is stuck behind Zatsiev at the minute, looking for a way by. Robert Poor there as well, looking to try and catch up with Bidon and get by. Jumping onto the front though, Pavlov has caught up with Matty Gamble. And Matty Gamble's last lap was quite slow compared. This is going to be an interesting one here now. The Honda NSX should be great for sprints though. We all know Matty Gamble has a lot of talent there, of course. He's coming back to a different car after a 3-month hiatus from racing altogether, so let's see, can he hold it off? It'd be nice to think he can do it. But while he is doing that, I'm going to jump back on with Raimondo, who has lost out in that position now to Ryan O'Sullivan, but was right there with him, looking to try and fight back, coming up into T1 here now. I don't think there's going to be enough of a tow, but maybe under braking he might catch out the Aston. No, he doesn't. He just sticks in behind. Happy as Larry. Bruno Fantanozzi got a little bit too excited on the brakes there, and he's still been able to make the pass happen, but definitely went very, very deep. And luckily for him, Perioni didn't just turn in on that one there. So fair play to him. Hello, Gnat. How are you doing? And so Perioni there loses out in that position there. Back on with Tom Solis though. He's 0.2 of a second off Zatsiev, and it is still looking to push forward there. Zatsiev though is doing enough at the minute, but now Tom Solis does have the better line. Is he able to keep it? It looks like they're fully side by side now, so this should be easily Tom Solis's, and it is. Bit of a switch back there, but not much he can do. Tom has to keep it tight. It's not the corner really for a switch back anyway. And they're heading up now to the Schumacher S's. Tom taking a lot of curb on entry. And McLaren normally sticks through that corner. Once you get it right, it's absolutely beautiful drive around there. Back on now with this bit of a battle here. You've got the 3 cars pretty much within a second of each other. Nieto, Chiara, and then Spitzin as well. And yeah, doing quite a good job there as well. I'm going to jump back though to Nathan Warren and Anonymous Race, who are at it again. Only 0.2 of a second between them now. Versus McLaren, and Wright just needs to make sure he keeps ahead coming up to the chicane, and he should be fine. Be able to dictate that. If I was Nathan, I'd be literally holding a nice line, trying to get the better exit. Both of these cars are very nervous though around curving, so Nathan just has to be patient, it seems, with this one here, as Trevel gets a job done there and does jump up position. Terry Dundo and Polycott here. Polycott goes on massively defensive line there. He runs quite wide, but stays ahead of Terry Dunn at this time round. The threat from Pavlov out in front though has kind of dropped off a little bit, because he's now down to a second off Matty Gamble. So lucky for them. Back on now with Robert, and he's still kind of there with pouring about 0.8 of a second or so from Solis then, who got by Zatsiev eventually. Unfortunately, we didn't see all of it as Dunn gets by Holloway. What's happened, Holloway, here? Let's go back 15 seconds. So Holloway was by himself. Did he just make a little bit of an error? Yes, he went too late on the brakes. He was run wide enough where he caught the bit of well, not even gravel, sand trap on the outside, and then Lucky was able to fit back in just behind Dunn. And as we say that there, Purs, after losing a few positions there, maybe with a similar error, but we won't go back to it, straight to another replay and look at that one there. Oh yes, Gunnar, how are you doing? God, that was quite a while ago now. Monkey Town Racing, I remember you well, mate. That's awesome. Hopefully you're keeping well. I haven't done commentary in era in probably, I would say, 2 years at this stage, which is crazy to think. Of course, Supercharged Motorsport's going about a year and about 4 or 5 months now, and before that I'd left in quite a while. Fantanozzi, as after getting by Raimondo there, I don't think Raimondo got in the way of that one and just got out of that. There we have Polycop, Puglioni and Terry Dunn, less than half a second nearly covering them now. So Puglioni's probably going to be more watching behind him now. Terry Dunn nearly looking up the inside there, trying a bit of a fake move and trying to make Puglioni run wide. What's the GT7 stuff like? Yeah, mate, I design liveries, so when I see a cool livery, obviously I'll jump at it. So in fairness, if you have a nice livery, that's enough for me to be giving you airtime. But what's the GT7 stuff like for you, mate? Back on now with Alex Nieto in P20, and he is 0.3 of a second off Richard Vickers, who's doing a great job there in the boost liveried Porsche. He's got Chiara, he's got Will Toll, Spitzin right behind him as well. Still good stuff going on. Avon's just after having a bit of a moment in the last 2 positions there, but we won't jump back to a replay for that one. We'll just let that continue on as it is. Looking back there as well, so yeah, Trevel is doing a decent recovery. Of course, he was down to as far down as P30 at one stage. Be interesting to find out what happened to him in his racing. So Terry Dunn side by side with Perioni here. Terry Dunn, I don't know how they went to go side by side through that last chicane there. That's absolutely crazy going to the last corner, but they've made it work. We're less than 15 minutes left in race 1 of 2 races tonight of 2 30-minute sprints, and that's absolutely crazy. GT7 is still a mess compared to ACC or iRacing. Jumping up cars and tracks sometimes great. Oh really? So GT7's solely console boats are bound, yeah? So GT7 is probably similar to like F124, where you have no real access to cameras or stuff like that then as well. I'd say, well, that's exactly what it is. I understand that it's quite limiting them. Jan Vickers, keep up the good work, says Jan for Richard Vickers. So Richard is doing a great job. He's still holding P19 and is 1.1 seconds clear of Will Toll, and is actually closing in slowly but surely on Perioni ahead. So he's doing a great job there. As Dunn was looking up the inside of Puglioni, a little bit optimistic. I just see now, look how close to Richards after getting up. He's nearly after pulling 0.3 of a second just around one corner. Now let's see though, some of these guys, oh, and that is Finley Gamble's after dropping it there. What has happened to him? So this is just a longer than normal replay. So he's struggling with either braking or grip in that corner. Now how does he go through the Schumacher S's to drop it? Was it too much curb? Oh, he clipped the gravel, went onto the gravel, and the curb got him. And unfortunately for him, that was a big one there, so that's going to be quite a bit of damage, and it's probably not worth him doing a pit unless it's affecting the suspension. I really do feel from there, but he's back going now, is Finley Gamble, and yeah, he's gone down to P28 there. That's quite lucky for him. But back on with Tom Solis though, 0.2 of a second off Mr. Aaron Holloway now, and is really starting to put the pressure on. So you 3 to 4 cameras, you have to push the button to set a replay point from it. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'd see there's not many games that do that kind of replay function. Luckily enough with iRacing you can use software to do the same, which is nice. But yeah, and console based you are very limited to what you can actually put on, unfortunately. So Ryan O'Sullivan there is actually starting to catch into Zatsiev as well. 0.6 or 0.5 per second off. He's really pulling in time, which is great to see. Nathan Warren down into P23 now, so he's doing good. He's starting to pull back up after whatever happened earlier on with himself, and to try and get himself back going. Terry Dunn, 0.7 of a second off Puglioni. He's got 0.4 of a second to Perioni behind. Richard Vickers has dropped off to 1.2 seconds again. He kind of pulls into the guys, then ends up dropping off a little bit as well. So it's going from catching them then to dropping back a bit. As I'm saying that there, anonymous rate is after dropping it by the looks of it there. Where is he? There we go. Go back 15 seconds. Oh, the McLaren just catches the rear of him and then pushes through him. Alright, just has to wait. That's, I can imagine the frustration there from what he done the right thing. He kept on the brakes and got the car back going in a safe position. So absolutely hats off to Wright for that one there, as Warren then and Treble swap positions, I think, due to all that as well. Although they are actually different splits, so it probably doesn't make much of a difference for them. And then Kioshko also as well. Doing a great job also. And with Puglioni then 0.3 of a second off Mr. Polycop, 0.2 of a second. He's getting up there, but just no luck getting by. He's putting the pressure on, and luckily enough there's no pressure. But I'll tell you one thing, Matty Gamble's back under a bit of pressure here now. Yeah, no bother, Gnat. Sure, look, we'll chat soon, mate. Join my Discord if you want. I can go through stuff with comms with you as well, or if you ever need a hand comms, let me know, mate. Pleasure having you in, and thanks for showing your viewers over as well. And we'll chat to you soon, mate. Back on with Ryan though, as he is putting the pressure on Tom Solis. These two are super fast. Can Tom keep Ryan at bay is the question. Tom can there. Them boys know better than to be going side by side through that corner. So the McLaren should have a better exit here, but then the Aston Martin should slowly reel him in down that straight. Yeah, Sullivan has done a good job. Back on with Pavlov though, 0.4 of a second off Matty Gamble, 8 minutes to go. Top class. Yeah, 100% mate, not a bother at all. You're more than welcome, as I'll jump on with Robert Purr there. Anytime drop in and we can discuss doing commentary, mate, not a bother. And Robert Purr there is stuck behind Zatsiev, nowhere for him to go. Ryan is kind of at a crossroads at the minute, because Tom Solis is not an easy pickle to go by, and has a decent bit of pace as well, as Terry Dunn is looking for a different line around Andy Polycott, but Andy Polycott is doing more than enough, as it looks like that was one of the Perioni dropped it on the exit of that corner. Let's have a look at that again. You stamp on the power too early, where he was on the curb, or what happened? Or was it on the exit? Oh, on the exit he lost it into the curb and snapped the steering. Kept it going anyway and kept out of trouble, so not too bad. Back on with Ryan now. This is the closest seen Ryan for a while. He's less than a tenth now off. He's pretty much in the same car. Oh, give me a second, mate. I will get you a link to the Discord while we stay on with this battle here. So Ryan O'Sullivan and Tom Solis still fighting. Solis is holding it for the minute. O'Sullivan though is jumping back up ahead and Solis is ahead. They're literally nose to nose there at one stage, and I think O'Sullivan's demanding some position. Solis runs that bit wider. Solis now will have the inside line into the next corner here. And Sullivan breaking later though. That's Tom, yeah, Tom I don't think can fight back now. That was good driving there from O'Sullivan, and Tom Solis didn't see that late break manoeuvre coming there as well. Good night, mate. Have a good one, Glenn. And yeah, that is Tom Solis now down into P8 there, with Robert Purr into P10. Kowalowski is into P4 and is 0.9 of a second off Chris Tedder, coming down into the last 5 minutes, with Pavlov running in P2, only 3/10 of a second off Matty Gamble. Terry Dunn's only 3/10 off Mr. Polycott Puglioni just behind. As I say that, Terry Dunn's got by Mr. Polycott there. Polycott runs a bit wide. Terry Dunn sees as an opportunity, should I say, not even sees it, and gets the job done there. Puglioni is right down there with Andy Polycott as well. Back further, you've got Will Told, Nieto and Vickers up in P17 as well. That'll be good there for Jan watching. Up into P17 and is making good headway. And to put that in perspective, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's P6 in his split. Even though it's P17, he's in the Pro-Am split. So that's P6 essentially for him at the minute as well. So doing a great job in his class. So now O'Sullivan and Holloway, part 552. How is this going to go? That is the question. That is the question. Point 2 of a second off. Solis is still there. Aaron won't crack though. Aaron will do his best now. It's only 2 laps. You can see a bit more of a defensive line for Aaron there as well. Yes, the turn in slightly, probably earlier than he'd like to, but at least that way it holds him off. But O'Sullivan definitely knows he has pace. You can see the confidence he has in the brakes, and we're going side to side, going around the outside. So let's see how Holloway and Sullivan goes under pressure. Sullivan tries to throw the nose up. O'Sullivan runs a bit wide, trying to hold it off, and done a good job. Has done Aaron Holloway with that defence there. Oh, Tom Solis gets it slightly wrong and is dropped back there after running wide onto the grass. Holloway goes to the wide line. O'Sullivan is going to try hold it. Oh, O'Sullivan and Holloway go for it. To be honest with you there, I think that's one a day late and $1 short. It's not the corner to be doing that side by side stuff. And that's Mr. Solis now into P6 with Sullivan P7. Bruno Fantanozzi up to P8. Aaron Holloway then up into P9. And Holloway, I'm sure, will not be happy, but he just needs to rein it in and get his head back in the game. Mr. Poor here now is just 4/10 behind him. So Gamble and Pavlov, I do feel, is kind of pretty much there once Gamble keeps his head down. There is a second between them. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, good stuff there. Kowalowski still doing a good job. Simon is with Mr. Tedder. Then Robert doing a good job in P10. Ramundo in P11. And looking back there, Zambioni as well, 0.7 off Zatsiev. Had a clean enough race there, looking through incidents and that there as well. He's up 2 positions, although Ryan O'Sullivan's up 21 positions, Bruno's up 25 positions, and I do feel for Bruno in this one there, and I'll talk with the admin of what we can do with that, because he definitely was out of position. So number 16 or 23 is actually, was it 10 positions? Spitzen's up 11. Finley Gamble's the biggest loser, but he should have been down at quite a few spots, so to be fair, I think that's kind of fixed itself eventually. But I do feel Fantanozzi deserves extra points or something, because he was in P3, and I still feel he deserves extra points for that. But I'll talk with the admin team, and we will make right for him on being out of position. Back on with everything now as we're down literally to it last lap. Matty Gamble and Pavlov, less than a second out between them, but you should feel from here this is Matty Gamble's race for race 1. And around the last corner he goes, and Matty Gamble wins the race with Pavlov in P2. Tedder comes home in P3. Kowalowski then in P4. Barry Dunn with a really good win there, P5, but actually P1 in his own split, which is a phenomenal race for him. Great job out of him there, with Tom Solis coming home into a surprising P6. I'm sure he didn't expect that. Essentially P5 in his race. Bruno Fantanozzi gets by O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan must have had a moment there, but that's Fantanozzi up through. O'Sullivan then P8. Poor P9. Raimundo P10. Holloway coming around now for P11. P12 for Zazia. P13 Zambioni. Puglioni then P14. Polycott then coming for P15. Will Toll in P16, P17 then for Trevel, P18 for Spitzen, P19 for Nathan, P20 for Cliara, P21 for Zampieri, P22 for Gamello, Wright in P23, Perioni in P24, Nieto in P25 possibly. If he gets his car back going, the car is mangled. What's he doing? Gone into the pits. Okay, so Vickers jumps up ahead of him then into P25. Then the 8-0 then it will be Terry Dunn, Finley Gamble and Rizzoff. And that is it for race 1.
I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow.
And now we're back for our second race of this evening. Let's get out there now. Whoa. And have a look. So we are into qualifying now. Actually, I never went through the ballast as well. So the Ford Mustang has 19 kilos worth of ballast. The Ferrari 296 has 16 kilos, minus 27 off the Bentley. The Honda has 3 kilos added to it. The Aston Martin Vantage is 2 kilos. There is no ballast on the Audi today. The Lamborghini Huracan has 21 kilos added to it. Then where else am I looking? The Porsche has 2 kilos added to it. The McLaren is minus 6 kilos. I'm pretty sure that is all of the cars that's on the track there. Beamer is minus 2 kg as well. I think that's pretty much everyone. But yeah, let's get on with it. And who would you like to see an onboard lap with? You, the viewers, can tell me, and we will go with whoever you'd like for a full hot lap. With it being a hot lap, it's a quality lap, so it's going to be absolutely awesome. So you let me know who you want. There's only 3 cars out of the 32 on the grid out so far. 3 are in the pits at the minute. So this will be an interesting one. So let me know who you'd like to see an onboard lap with, and we will do so. Matty Gamble, of course, pole sitter in the last race. Aaron Holloway's in the pits. Wright is in the pits. Elliott is in the pits in the Honda. Ryan Sullivan out there, of course. Anyone who served their pit pen or polyban, should I say, are allowed out for race 2. Oh my God, Brianna, how are you getting on? It's been a while. How's life? Your lads had a tough but good first race. Essentially, Tom ended up P5 in split after being spun out as well. So that was a great recovery from him. Of course, a bit of luck played there with O'Sullivan and Aaron coming together. But then again, he got spun as well. So All is fair and love and racing, and a well-deserved drive. Tom Solis is driving absolutely amazing. Trevel had a few moments. I'd love to know what happened to him out the back. Hopefully we will find out at some stage. Not really sure what happened to him. Interesting to see. Yeah, I think Tom had a possible fight for P3 maybe with Heather, maybe on the cards, or P4 though. So I think Tom still could have done a bit better. Of course, then Ryan O'Sullivan was out of position as well with the quali ban as well. So we'll see, I suppose, the true order now with all drivers out there. As Pavlov is set the first lap and he has done a provisional pole of 1:55.342. Kowalowski has just gone out there and beat him by a few tenths of a second there as well. So Simon Kowalowski doing a great job there. And Avon there 3 seconds off in the BMW. I'm sure more to come from him. Barry Dunn out there now, and that's 1.3 seconds off. A good lap time nonetheless. Bruno Fantanozzi gets us a feeler lap in. We definitely know Bruno has more pace in than what is shown there. So let's see how Bruno gets on here now. Oh wow, amazing. Are you nervous, excited? What way are you? I'm delighted for you, mate. I really and truly am delighted for you. Tom Solis then, provisional P2 at the minute, less than half a tenth off pole, literally. At present, of course, we are waiting on several other cars to get kind of a feeler lap in. Possibly one more lap in. This is a very busy qualifying session. Wright is staying in the pits. Is Wright going to try and do a last and first kind of a job, or what's he up to? That would be very interesting if he does, or even last up to it. So on with Matty Gamble. This is the man who got pole in race 1 and of course the race win. And what can he do here? And up into P5 currently for Matty Gamble, so not provisional pole, as Pavlov brings it to 1:54.7 for provisional pole this time round. So yeah, looking like there should be a bit more time out of quite a few drivers there. Now as Matty got a bit of a gap, he's got a small bit of a gap, but could easily get impeded by another driver. I don't understand how that works, to be honest. But look, as long as you're happy, that's the main thing. That's really what it comes down to. And exciting times to come for you, so. And looking on here now. Matty Gamble up 2 tenths at the minute. Perioni's up nearly 6 tenths at the minute as well. Like, so a few people are making up some nice time there. Terry Dunn's up nearly 8 tenths of a second, over a second for Gomello, 1.3 for Rizov, but it's an invalidated lap. Oh, Chris Detter's yet to get a lap in as well, so we need to keep an eye on Chris in the Boatley. Really good. Chris got P3 in race 1. A very good job. Stuff there. Chris going nice and smooth. I don't know what his time's going to be. We're going to stick on with Chris anyway to see where he does go. And he'll lap with Tether. Yeah, once he goes on to the start straight, I have no bother at all jumping on to do a full lap with Chris Tether. Of course, the head boy in Amigos Racing. So we get on with Chris for this. As he starts another quality lap. Up in the P2 he went there. Wow, that was a great time. Tom Solis sitting in P1 at the minute there. You can see the input to the throttle as well. The game shows kind of where he's pressing with the throttle. Nice and smooth it on the throttle, on the kind of playing with it a little bit. You have to be patient, and away he goes there. And provisionally he's up over a tenth at the minute. Everyone's a bit wide. You need to kind of be very patient here as well and get on the exit flat. Great job, he's up over 2/10 now, which is good enough for provisional pole at the minute. Chris doing a phenomenal job. And it's all onto it. Yes, he's doing a good job there. Up through the Senna S is next for him. He's had to let off a bit, which I'm surprised. I thought he would have been able to carry more speed. He's still up over 2/10. Tom Solis is not improving now. Pavlov is improving, as is Chris still improving. And Chris will get one more pop of the cherry as well if he wants it, but at the minute still doing a good enough job. Is he able to hold it now coming up into the chicane? Oh, beautiful stuff, bit of opposite lock, catches the snap. This is a nice lap from Tedder. He just needs to get on the power now and go. He's found a bit of time there. Technically there's still a bit more time, but this up into P2 because Matty Gamble has put in a stonker of a lap just before it. So Chris is just under 2/10 away from Matty Gamble. And that was a phenomenal lap there out of Mr. Tedder in the Boatley, let's be honest about that. So Pavlov there is not going to improve, it looks like, at the minute. Kowalowski is improving slightly. Perioni is improving slightly. Ryan O'Sullivan is not improving at all. He's gone back to the pits. Ryan down in 12th. Fantanozzi this time out down in 13th position. Wow. Spitzen down in 19th is giving up. Well, now Puglioni on a lap here. Looks down with Puglioni up nearly 9/10 of a second. So right, Melliott and Holloway have not actually gone out. I think I know what Holloway is going to do here. That was actually a really good call. It was a nice lap out of Chris. Wasn't it great to see a Honda in P1, Bentley in P2, McLaren P3, Ford P4, BMW P5, or Aston Martin P6, then a Ferrari P7. 7 different manufacturers in the first 7 rows. That is absolutely brilliant to see. I don't care who you are or where you're from. That's exactly what I love to see. So you've got Gamble from Tedder, from Solis, from Pavlov, from Trevel. Great lap out of Trevel there, by the way. He's hidden that one away. Wow. Then you've got Kowalowski, who's out there. I don't think he's improving, though. Pavlov is improving, so Pavlov could jump Solis. Doesn't. Oh, wow. By 0.005 of a second, he doesn't. Huge. Kowalowski. No, it doesn't improve his actual position. Does improve his time slightly. Wow. That was a lap and a half there. That was brilliant stuff. That is exactly what we love to see. And yeah, it's going to be a good race. LFI in top 5, they really are. I'm not going to lie to you, Trevel surprised me because he qualified, I think, was a P8 or P9 in race 1, possibly P7. So to get up in the top 5 then, it shows whatever happened in race 1 was a bit of a pain for him, but at least he's now ready for race 2, and at least it's only half points. He can gain back a lot of those points there. That's the good thing about the sprints. You could have one bad race and in the second race come back stronger. And of course I did make a blunder with the grid, so I had to reset the grid as well, Trevel. And yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, one or two cars were out of position then with the reset of the grid for race one. But I'll amend that, of course, as we do, with the drivers in a fair manner, and continue on as normal. And Bruno was happy enough with the, I suppose, the outcome we gave him. Yeah, so hopefully you're enjoying whether you're watching on Kick, YouTube, or on Twitch. And we will be going back live with TikTok as well next week, so we'll be live on 4 different platforms from next week, which will be also quite fun as well, bringing more eyes to sim racing more so than anything else. I think it's quite important for sim racing to be covered. Yeah, so as we wait for this race to start, the drivers get a little bit of a break after their half-an-hour race and that bit of qualifying, so I'm sure they're quite happy of the comfort break. Grand. So yeah, that is that. We're just waiting for the time to go down. So I'm just going to take a quick drink stream and I'll be back. And that was literally just a quick drink as we get ready for this race. I'm looking forward to some fireworks now. Solace versus Tether, Tether versus Gamble, Pavlov versus Solace, Trevel versus Pavlov. Of course, Pavlov was close to Gamble all race in P2, now starting P4. Will be doing his best to get back up there, but great to see 2 of the older cars up on the front row. Honda versus Bentley. That's what gets me excited more than anything else. It's seeing all the older cars mixed in with all the newer and the more modern cars as well, which is great. Great to see loads of different manufacturers. Of course, there's no Jag out there. Ideally, there would be a Jag, but unfortunately, I don't get all my wishes. But yeah, I'm absolutely really excited for this one now. I'm looking forward to see what the guys out there can do. Because it's going to be a busy one, without a shadow of a doubt. There's going to be hopefully less incidents. I had a quick look at the steward and there was quite a few incidents, as if it was an hour and a half race. So I was filling up my mouth out more drink because it's going to be busy again for the next 30 minutes or so for race 2. Of course, no mandatory pit stops. It's going to be a sprint. If someone does get kind of heavy damage, of course, they're more entitled then to get in there. We're going to stay on board then with Matthew Gamble, who is the pole sitter there as well for the start of this race. And enjoy hopefully what's going to be a really, really good race. Okay, engines are started, less than 10 seconds. It's going to be a short short warm-up lap. Engines on and ready to go. Will we do the, yeah, we might as well do the helicopter view. It's a nicer view then in case there is any madness. So best luck to all the drivers for our last sprint in round 5 this evening. And only 3 more races left after this one. All drivers very eager to get going there. Chris trying to build up brake temperature, as is Matty. You can see Tom doing a little old tricky dicky as well, as is Pavlov. Hold the brakes a bit with the throttle, build up tyre temp as well through the heated brakes. As we're all getting the cars lined up around here for the next 30 minutes. And away we go there. So Matty's got a great start there. Now Chris Tedder though is pulling up side by side with him. That Bentley's an absolute beast. Chris is decided against it. He's pulling in tight enough though to block off the advances from Tom Solis, and it seemed to have done that brilliantly there. Tom Solis though still holds P3, P4 for Pavlov. Everybody in the top so far, it looks like they've kept position. I think, oh, look at this though. Solis is looking around the outside, but then Tedder comes back, but that leaves open a move for Pavlov there. Tom is under a little bit of pressure now from Pavlov. But Kowalowski in there also. That is very, very, very unlucky there. What is that happening here? I'm trying to knock off those names. Find out what key it is. There we go. So I had to get rid of those nameplates because they were driving me mad there. So Nathan Warren is doing a decent job there. No one's really dropped positions though. Looking at that there, everyone's kind of stayed where they've started. Although, as I say, that has changed around a bit with Pavlov obviously ahead of Solis. Kowalowski did get by Trevel. Trevel is after actually losing it on a bit of space though to Kowalowski. He's a second off him. He does need to try and pull him back in a little bit. As Kowalowski is actually after dropping off about a second from Tom Solis also. Tedder stayed with Gamble so far, half a second off with Pavlov right there. All of them in the mid 15.9s that time around. Spitzin is in the pits there with Texiera, P30, Terry Dunn in P29, Avon in P28, Rick Vickers then in P27, Polycots in P26, Will Told in P25, Thomas Sanibioni in P24, but looking for a move on Mr. Melliot there. And Jay Melliot's gonna politely let him by. I think he's trying to get the cutback done. And the Porsche kind of put the anchors on, stopping that. Bit of a cheeky move. Nathan Warren then up behind Rizov there. Holloway already though up 9 positions into P20. So Holloway absolutely, I think, was expecting there to be murder, but still has got through a good few positions at the minute. Probably expecting a bit worse. But he probably could have held off with that there as well. Looking further there, Fantanozzi and O'Sullivan kind of close enough together behind him there. Fantanozzi has Barry Dunn. Then O'Sullivan is behind Puglioni and Chiara, and to be fair, if they're similar pace, the blue flag isn't really applicable. Although they shouldn't really have to fight the guys, but it's so early on in the race, can't be telling drivers just to pull out of the way either. So this one does get reviewed in terms of blue flags once we have all the data at the end of the race to see lap times average out and to see where they similar pace or not. So we do disclose kind of that information, not people's lap times or data, but we disclose if or not it was the correct thing to do, as Sullivan gets by Puglioni there. Fantanozzi's right with that there as well. So Puglioni should get out of the way of Fantanozzi then, really. I wouldn't see why he'd want to try and fight a pro split driver. And now he's on the wider side. Oh my god. Well held there by Bruno, Jesus Christ. That was a big old slap there. Obviously the other car was out of control, but still that was a huge slap. As Kowalowski doing a decent old job there. Tom Solis right ahead of him there, 6/10 up the road, and only 8/10 up the road then to Pavlov for Tom Solis. And Chris Tedder is still sticking enough with Matty Gamble. He's pulled about a second clear now, a bit more from Pavlov as well. So Tedder definitely finding his feet in this race as well. P3 in the last race, up one position at the minute. He's looking to see can he do one better with Matty Gamble. Polycott now looking for a bit of a race then with Mr. Melliot there as well. Aaron Holloway looking to go up a position there, and Puglioni, oh, a bit of a tap. Puglioni's got it going. It looks like he was closed off a bit too late there. And the car beside you do need to leave room, but of course, any incidents the stewards will look at, so let there be no panic. Now Raimondo here, 0.1 of a second off. And I tell you one thing, quite close there as well on exit. The Porsche running a bit wider than the Ferrari, but yeah, Raimondo has just have to be patient and wait another day. The Porsche is going to be way too OP on brakes. It's an absolute animal. It stops on a €2 fine, and he won't be getting by the Porsche there as well on the exit with the traction. Ferrari just kind of has to bide its time for now. So Tedder's now 1.2 seconds off Matty Gamble. Pavlov's 1.6 seconds off Tedder. So Solis here can sniff a possible podium here. Trevel as well has kind of maintained his composure, stays in P6, 2.7, 2.8 seconds clear of Perioni then behind as well. So doing a great job there is Trevel this time round. Looking to make it all happen there today. So now let me see further down what's going on. Zanibione is off the track. What's happening here there? So he's coming down. There's that corner of ground. Goes very wide though, hits the grass. And so, yeah. Luckily enough though, it doesn't hit the walls or anything. So I tell you, the rejoin's a little bit dodgy though. We're going to count the cracks with that. As Polycott now coming up towards Melliot, trying to put the pressure on. Melliot was given the room though. Polycott decides the better of it. And this time round he's going to give it a go. He'll have the inside line there. Both of them being very cautious with each other. Both of them are giving each other a lot of room. Definitely could be a bit more aggressive there with each other. As O'Sullivan has got by Perioni now. And next up then, Bruno Fantinosi is right behind Perioni, looking to try and get through and chase back up to Ryan O'Sullivan there as well. Is Bruno. Ryan doing a good job out there in P7. Going back there as actually Perioni gets overtook there by Fantinosi now. So while that's going on, I was going to say Solis and Kowalowski are still doing very, very well. Kowalowski's kind of keeping within Tom Solis and keeping kind of Trevel at a similar kind of 2.5 seconds or so. So it'll be interesting to see then if Tom is able to pull up to Pavlov, will it then bring him back into it as well. Top 6 are gapping quite nicely. He's now 2.8, 2.9 seconds ahead of Ryan O'Sullivan. So if O'Sullivan catches up to Trevel, I think that's going to be an interesting battle as well. So Trevel is about 2.7, 2.8 seconds clear. It's in and around that at the minute. Tedder's starting to drop under the second again here now as well for P2. So the top 3 are split by literally less than in around 2 seconds now. The top 4 is 3 seconds. Or 4 seconds then if you go back all the way. Actually the top 5 is about 4.5 seconds, so it's not overly spread out, and we're already 10 minutes gone. So the guys are doing a phenomenal job there with the racing, to be fair. Which is on you love to see it on board lap, and you're watching or you want to just randomly look at an onboard with somebody, let me know the name, number of the car you want to see, and we'll make sure that happens. And Holloway and Finley Gamble just swap positions there. And going back up to Terry Dunn, who is pushing forward to Puglioni. Richard Vickers not having as good of a race this time around, is in P27, and unfortunately that's a P28 now for him, but he's got massive damage. So let me see, did we get where that happened? So number 26, number 26. So he must have done it by himself because it's not coming up on our incident system. So unfortunately for him, he was doing better than that. That's what I was thinking, and he had a big moment and is now unfortunately going to be in there for, I would say, the minimum of about a minute to a minute 10 seconds stopped. I don't see if he needs to change tires or not, but that's hefty damage on that horse. Very unlucky, very unlucky. So Kowalowski is 3 seconds now ahead of Treble. Treble is 2.4 seconds ahead of Sullivan. Fantanos is 2.8 off of Sullivan. Perioni is 2.6 off them, but he has Chiara, then he has Poor and Raimondo right behind him, with Barry Dunn not too far off as well. So Perioni is definitely feeling the pressure now at the minute. And then Alex Nieto is flying along there in P19. Sani Bioni as well is still putting the pressure on Rizov, trying to get up into P21. Terry Dunn's 0.2 of a second now off Puglioni. And Texiera is right beside Melia here, jumping on Texiera because he's going to be a bit more aggressive, I feel, and go for the moves. The Aston Martin seems to be quite strong as well here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. There was an incident with both of them there, and I looked at Polycop being so far down. It doesn't show the damage on his vehicle, but yeah, that's unlucky for him. Unlucky. So Holloway, when you have to think about it, he started 15 positions further down than where he is now, and is absolutely having a great race out there. I'm sure this is probably more enjoyable for him now than his P9 in the last race. It should have been a bit higher, but unfortunately contact a few laps before the end prevented that from being. But doing a great job nonetheless. Treble is starting to be caught in by Ryan O'Sullivan. It's only 1.2 seconds now to Ryan. He was nearly 2.5 seconds clear a lap or two ago. So we need Treble to get his head down a bit. But Ryan O'Sullivan done the fast lap of the race last lap though as well, which was a second faster, so that makes a lot of sense. Great lap from Ryan. To see there now. So Solis is starting to pull back in with Pavlov there as well. He's now down to 0.7 of a second. Getting into him, of course. My lifetime update's a bit quicker than the in-game, so you might just see it every sector. So let's see, can Tom DeWatten, he's down to about 0.6, 0.7 again. Of course, McLaren's going to be way better through here than that Ford. And then of course when it comes to the straights, the Ford's going to try and push back out then ahead. Ryan's got magnets on, he must have. Yeah, he done a 54.7 last lap, although it's invalidated there, so he would have well off somewhere. As Robert Kerr is now fighting for P10, with Raimundo just behind. Doing very good jobs, I have to say. Finley Gamble doing a good job in P18 as well. I haven't really given him much of a show. He is up 9 positions as well from where he started, so doing a phenomenal job out there. The biggest loser in the race is actually Buggy, only down 14 positions. Polycott is down 10 positions. Vickers is only down 1, so he can redeem himself and get back up a few positions. Bruno Fontanozzi up 7 positions, but Aaron Holloway, of course, is up 15, giving him the most positions gained so far. In terms of pit stops, Richard Vickers was stopped for 48 seconds, Andy Polycott 1 minute and 31 seconds. Now, if that was all damage, that was a severe accident. But when we jumped onto him, it didn't look like there was actually any physical damage on the car. Maybe it was repaired at that stage, I'm not sure, but ouch. Back to Alan Locke there, of course, what a legend he is. Now, so let me see what's going on. Tom Solis now is 0.9 of a second off Pavlov, back out to a second. Will Told 0.4 of a second off Satsiev there now. Looking at Barry Dunn, looking at the close gaps to see where we should hang on the cameras. I think this is the closest gap. So Will Told from Zatsiev there. Good to see an Audi out there as well. I think we pretty much have every car covered, thankfully, on the track, which is really nice to see. And quite rare nowadays to see that. Gordo is starting to catch up with Ramundo and Dunn right behind as well, so this is starting to become an interesting battle there. 4 places covered by 2 seconds. So that's the view of Chiara there. Now if you look back on the rear wing, that's what they have in the background. Car is chasing them there. That's just how close it is there. And Ramundo as well, that's a half a second there. 0.2 then you'll see for Pure. You can see just the movement there of Barry Dunn there. The sound out of that Porsche is unbelievable. Great view seeing all those cars on track. But while all that's going on, Tedder is still 1.2 seconds off Matty Gamble. Of course, Matty pole position in both races and is leading both races there, and no Jag. I know it breaks my heart. There is no Jag on the grid, but I don't think there's anyone brave enough, and there's not a bop that's going to give enough pace to that car at this stage, let's be honest. As much as I love the Jag, I kind of realistically know where that is sitting. But that's the joys of it there. But back on with Ramundo. Still going strong. It's kind of, gaps are sitting similar at the minute. So Ryan O'Sullivan has got by Trevel, by the way. That was probably missed off screen, so apologies. Fontanozzi isn't making any headway on Trevel this time around. So Trevel is in a good spot for finishing P7. I think he finished P7 in the first race as well, if memory serves me right. So not a bad finish. I have to say his qualifying really surprised me how good it was, so fair play to him. So Ryan O'Sullivan, P6 this time round. this week. I'm not going to lie about it. So was Matty at race school for 3 months then? I don't know what he was doing. He was probably out in the Bora picking up women, knowing Matty, as young lads do at their age. But no, I think he just took the break in the summer to kind of think to himself, what should he do in the racing? So, like, he was winning anyway. If you think about it, before he had took the break, he was been winning quite a bit. But when you look back, since I started doing commentary on ACC, which is actually a few years now at this stage, Matty's progression has been good. He's always been good, but then he's gone beyond good. He's gotten into the really fast realm, and even after a few months break, he's still able to come in with a new car and still drive as fast as he's driving. So it's super, super, super impressive. And that's the adaptability of a driver as well. Whereas Chris Tedder, I would actually give him the same kind of compliment there, because he's jumped from a McLaren to a Bentley. You couldn't pick two more different cars in terms of handling characteristics, braking in every way, shape and form. So Tedder's doing a great job there. Of course, the Elephant Bop definitely helps it. But it's still not an easy car at all. But I have to say, listen to the inside of this thing. There's a nice little sound off that if you rouse it out. It sounds so nice, that car does, to be fair. So Chris doing a great job there with that one. Of course, Pavlov in the American car. We listen to that one. It's a different kind of V8 sound. More NASCAR. Feels like I should have a beer. My sister. But yeah, no, Matty's done a great job. 8 minutes and 21 seconds to go. And yeah, it's going to spread out. What do I say? Oh, Chiara's finally lost a position to Ramundo. That's took a bit of work to get. And Pura stuck right behind Chiara there as well, so... Oh no, that was Pura, sorry, is stuck right behind Chiara there as well. So, that's tough for them. Barry Dunn right there as well, looking to try and get Chiara to drop out of this one, because they are fighting for a split win there. Chiara is less than a second ahead of Barry Dunn. Then Nathan Warren's in third position for the Pro-Ams. Fourth position of Pro-Am is Zampieri. Fifth is Nieto. Sixth is Fendi Gamble. Seventh is Wintold. Zanibioni in eighth. Ninth for Rizoff. 10th is Terry. Puglioni is 11th. Camelo is 12th. Vickers is 13th. Polycott is 14th. And then in the pros, oh, Pavlov is only 1/10 off Tedder. Pavlov is really pushed in here, so we ain't going to go anywhere for a second. This Tedder will start to feel the pressure now. Yeah, it's really, really nice. I don't know, there's some really nice liveries. Surprisingly, LFI's liveries are always nice and eye-catching, surprisingly, as you know. But, go on. Two big boats fighting each other. It's good news for Tom, because he's right in there with it now as well. So all this fighting is great news for Tom. And even better news for Matty Gamble, because Tedder's actually lost about 4/10 of a second there on wee Matty. So that's been great, great news for him. So we'll jump back further while that's happening. Let's see what is happening here with Zanibioni and Will Hogs. There's half a second between them there as well. Just a little bit wide in the Porker. Nieto as well. Temporary other teammates there that's in foiling position. Doing a good job. So what I'm interested in seeing, so Dunn doesn't look like he's gonna have enough pace at the minute to try and get P1 in their split. So at the minute, Clear there is really doing a great job holding up in P11. What I'm gonna do a full on board lap with someone. Now, since you picked it the last time, I'm gonna pick one this time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick who I think deserves the full on board lap. Let's have a look. We'll give it to, let me see. We'll give it to Richard Vickers. So let's get on with this one. Great job there from Richard Vickers there, sitting in P26, and fair play to him, as Dunn and Rizov did swap positions there. But I'm going to jump back up here now, because Pavlov 0.3 is second off Tether, as is Solace 0.3 off Pavlov. All going down into essentially the last lap and a half. Although where's Matty Gamble? Yeah, there will be one more lap after this. So Matty Gamble's 2.4, 2.5 ahead. So we will have one more lap. Right, so let me see. They're all kind of in half a second of each other, so while that's going on, Core is still 0.4 of a second off Armando, Dunn 0.3 of a second off Gamble. I'll keep an eye on the guys' gaps, but at the minute Tether's doing enough against Pavlov and Solace, kind of swapping tenths every now and then. Ryan O'Sullivan now is in actually in Kowalowski as well. So leader is on the final lap now. Any of these guys, this is the time to make it happen. I'm going to say poor leader's choice, to be fair about it. It's rare I pick one myself, but you know what? I like giving people at the back a bit of a look as well. It's not always about the people up in the front. Sullivan there, 3. Oh, Solace, Tether, there's been a big coming together there. Let's go back. So Tether was doing alright there. Oh, Pavlov lost it all together. Hit Tether. Solace somehow got by it all. Oh my god. And then that could be Ryan O'Sullivan through. It's not. Ryan O'Sullivan is behind Chris Tedder there. Pavlov down. So Tedder's gone from a podium to off the podium. And Simon Kowalowski has gotten himself up onto the podium at the minute. It's all happened on the last lap here. Matty Gamble 5.5 seconds clear now. I'm sure he's wondered what happened. Tom Solis though was right there behind. Lucky not to be involved with it. He's that close. And he's gotten by them at the minute. Kowalowski is just ahead. O'Sullivan now under pressure from Pavlov. This is interesting. Tedder will be fuming. Wow. That's an inventory race. But here we go. 2 races, 2 poles, 2 wins. Wee Matty Gamble has done it. That's back-to-back wins for him. Full points for him. Great job from you, Matthew. Tom Solis then, a great P2 as well. Somehow kept out of trouble. Kowalowski in P3, Tedder P4, Sullivan P5, Pavlov P6. Trevel then P7. Trevel nearly getting involved with that as well. The Peroni P8, Rundo P9 all the way down. And that was some mad racing there. As Trevel giving the flashes to, of course, his teammate. Which is nice to see the 2 LFI cars together there. Bruno Fantanozzi right there. As Trevel decides to do a few donuts. He gets it onto the grass. Or the grass, the sand. Parks up with his teammate, which is nice to see. Yeah, wow, unbelievable stuff there. Really good racing though throughout, and it was very tough. Sprints are all about just fast-paced action, and there was plenty of door banging and plenty of overtakes. But it'll be interesting to see how we get on after stewarding. But guys, that was a great race, and gals, of course, we have ladies in the server. Crazy nowadays, huh? But yeah, no, honestly, tonight has been some great racing there. Fair play to everybody. And just looking there at the next race, let me have a look. We are off to Monza for the 90 minutes of Monza. There'll be 2 mandatory stops for that one there. And that will be absolutely epic stuff there. So I want to say thank you very much for this evening. For joining me in the streams, whether you've watched on Kick, Twitch, or YouTube. I want to say thank you so much, and we will see you again next week.
I'll never mistake the way you give me my faith. My body feels safe in your hands. Feel me fully.